Okay, so today, as promised, we're going to talk about internships. We are recording this because this will be shared with our online class as well. So this summer, between your class and our online students, we have 29 students. And then we have 2 Ag Lead students who were in this class last spring who have an intern. So potentially, there could be 31 of you. But although we usually have a few people who decide to wait and do it the following summer. And occasionally students intern during the fall or spring semester, which is an option. Okay. So there are 2 forms that are required. And I want to talk about those and make sure you understand the requirements. Feel free to write on these and take notes on these because they're posted electronically on your class website in Brightspace. Okay. So in general, and I've mentioned this before, all of you are required to do an internship. You will receive 6 hours of credit. It is graded, which is an opportunity to get 6 hours of an A, okay? And most people receive A's. It's those of you that decide just to not do some of the assignments that don't get the A's, okay? So an opportunity to earn 6 hours of A. Most people intern in the summer, and the requirement, the minimum is 8 weeks full-time, okay? So let's step through this sheet right here. This right here. Okay, so y'all just follow me as we talk about this. So the first thing is you have to take this class. And you have to pass this class in order to intern. I think I've only had one person, besides the ones I told you that just failed completely, who just never got to that point because she couldn't get through, 3101. She never could actually get through that class, which I don't understand. It's real easy. So, but you guys should all be fine in here unless your team thinks otherwise. So, first thing is student information. I need to know how to get a hold of you this summer. So the most important thing on there is to tell me your cell phone number. This is a proposal form, and you will turn this in ideally before you leave for spring break. So Bill and I can review what you're wanting to do and let you know that it's okay. All right. If you need to know sooner than that, you just let me know. Say, hey, I've got my form. It's sitting in the Dropbox. There's a Dropbox online. Please review it as soon as possible because I'm trying to give them an answer. So your cell phone is the most important thing on here. If you'll see right after that, it asks you for your shirt size. So today when we're finished, we give everybody a summer internship shirt for Ag Leadership. They're polos, they're pullovers, and there's a guy's shirt and there's a women's shirt. Although some of the women sometimes like how the guys is cut better because they're longer. So if you're taller and you want that length, women, you may want the man's shirt. You'll just have to look at them and let us know. You're not taking them today. We just kind of want an idea of what your sizes are so we make sure we have enough on hand at the end of the semester to pass them out to you. Okay, so we'll do that before you leave today. I do want to know when you're planning on graduating, just to have an idea. If the internship is the last thing, you are a summer grad. You're actually an August grad, but you will walk in May because we do not have an August ceremony. So you'll go to the May ceremony. Any questions about that? Okay. And you should participate in graduation. Even if you think you don't want to, your family would love to see you graduate. They're very proud of you guys. So it's a fun thing to do, and it's a fun day. Okay, internship information. What organization you plan on working for? Who is your mentor, your direct supervisor? How do I get a hold of them? And then the very last thing is what dates are you proposing to intern? So keep in mind it's 8 weeks minimum. And let's say somewhere in there your family is really fun and they go to the beach the first week of June every summer. And you're like, I know I'm going to be off that week if my employer says it's okay. So make sure you've got a 9-week window. This isn't, I have an 8-week window and I'm on vacation a couple of weeks. Okay, so you really should be working 8 weeks. It used to require that you work 12 weeks. And so 8 weeks truly is the minimum. And the reason we did that is sometimes the DC internships are only 8 weeks, and we wanted to be fair to everybody. And so that's why we've done that. Questions here about your proposed dates? No. Okay. So the back page, right here. These are the questions. This is what actually we use to determine whether or not we're going to approve your internship. Bill and I are mostly concerned that you are preparing for your future careers. As an ag leadership student, you all have very different interests, and we're not trying to fit you guys into one box, okay? We want you to do what fits your vision for the future, okay? That does not mean doing the easiest, simplest thing you can get a hold of. The first person that says, hey, take me, or just going back to an old job that you've done every summer and you know you can use it for credit. The students that do that tend to regret it. So they, let's say they were graduating a year afterwards and now they're panicked. We actually have a couple of people right now like, I don't know what I want to do. And they, for their summer internship, just kind of went back and worked for who they've always worked for rather than taking advantage of this opportunity to explore a possible career. I've had students take on an internship, thought they were going to love it, thought that's what they wanted to do for their career, and are like, oh my goodness, I hate children. I do not want to work with anything that has to do with youth. And I'm thinking of someone specifically that she grew up in extension, she thought that's what she wanted to do, and there were parts of extension she liked, but she didn't like anything that had to do with young people, which you really can't avoid if you're in extension. And so she kind of figured out that that wasn't the career path for her. So it is an opportunity sometimes to find out what you don't want to do. Okay? Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you is, do you work for this organization currently? Have you worked for this organization before? It does not mean that if the answer is yes, that our answer will be no. Okay, but we just want you to be upfront with it. And typically what we try to do is if you really determine to stay with the same organization, we look for opportunities for you to bump up your level of responsibility. Okay, we can brainstorm that with you and help you go to your supervisor, say, I'm getting internship credit for this, college credit. Could I travel to one of the shows that y'all typically go to that I haven't gone to in the past? Or can you put me in charge of a certain part of our inventory and let me work with the salespeople that are coming into the mill, for example. I've had someone work for the mill and took over everything that had to do with equine at the mill, got to know all those salespeople, started doing all the orders, actually went to a conference that summer. And so she completely moved from just being a basic cashier to getting all this experience. And they were able to see she's really good. And then she actually ended up staying on a little bit afterwards before she moved on to another organization. Okay? Second one, does a member of your family work for or own this organization? If yes, explain. Please, again, be upfront. This one is likely, though, to be a no. We don't want you going working for your dad or your uncle or your mom or whatever. I can tell you, though, anybody know Gabby Lofton? No? Okay, so Gabby Lofton just graduated last December. She's from California. She came here. She was majoring in yoga before she left in California, like this is a thing. And she ended up coming here to be an ag lead major, which we never really quite understood. We loved her. We loved that she was in our program. For her internship, she went to Texas to work for a feedlot. Her dad owned it. Well, Dad owns lots of feedlots. And she's like, I'll probably end up taking over the family business someday. I need to understand this ag stuff. I need to work for the feedlot. Dad was off in California. This was a feedlot in Texas. We said yes. You know, it was an opportunity for her to get some experience that she really needed, because down the road, family business might be her business. Okay. How's this internship related to ag leadership and or your career goals? Okay. Again, ag leadership we define very broadly. If you're like, I'm not really sure it's related to ag or leadership, but it is related to my career goals, put it down. Okay? You never know. what specific skills or experiences do I want to acquire to this internship? Just tell me what you're hoping to learn, and what your last one is what will your responsibilities be. Okay? This is really your opportunity to sell us your internship. You can pull this form up online and type it up. It's just a Word document. Okay. Questions about the proposal?
A specific date when it's due.
There's really not a due date, but
Just whenever, pretty much.
ideally, I would like these before spring break, which gives you about 3 weeks. And so raise your hand if you think you have an idea of what you're going to do this summer. Okay? So more than half of you. Go ahead and put these forms together. Get that on your to-do list. I'm going to send it off to Bill and Penny before spring break. You'll put it in the Dropbox. Let us say, yes, we've approved this, or let us call you in and ask you some questions and tweak it a little if needed. But let's get you approved, and let's get this done. Okay? Other questions about the proposal? Obviously, this has to be done before you can enroll in the summer course. Okay? So as far as deadline, that would be the deadline. You need an approved internship before you enroll in Ag Leadership 4300. Be sure when you enroll that you tell it 6 hours. Have y'all registered for variable credit courses before? Most of your courses, like this one, is 4203. That 3 at the end means this is a 3-hour course. This is 4300. If it has a 0 at the end, that means it's a variable credit course. And you have to tell it how many hours. Okay? So you'll tell the system in Banner 6 hours is how much credit you're getting for this. No questions? Someone asked me a question.
What if we don't know? Okay, what if we apply for an internship and then by that time we don't know whether we've received the offer or not?
Okay, so if you want to go ahead and get it approved because you think it's going to be a quick turnaround, you're welcome to go ahead and submit this. Mm-hmm. Okay, but having said that, I can turn it around pretty quickly. You know, the person I need to talk to is right next door. There used to be 4 Ag Lead faculty. It took us forever to make decisions. It doesn't take us very long anymore. So I was full-time and we had 3 part-time faculty. So now we have 2 full-time. Yes, sir.
Do you want our Stillwater address or do you want our home address?
Or like where we'll be.
Or where we'll be or what?
So your email address will stay the same. Your cell phone will stay the same. Why don't you give me what you consider a permanent address? Unless you are like, I am here, I'm in a lease for the next couple of years, then you could give me your local address. But if you think you're moving semester to semester, year to year, just go ahead and give me what you consider a permanent address. It's unlikely that I'm going to use your address for anything. So, okay. Okay. The second form, I'm not going to spend too much time on. It's called the Guidelines and Expectations form. This one is completed after you have received an approved internship, you've been offered the job, you've accepted the job, and you fill this out in cooperation with your supervisor. Okay? It's really good for you to sit down with that person and say, hey, I want to work on this, and just so you have an idea of what I'm getting credit for. And it's really to make sure that you're doing something that an almost college graduate should be doing. Okay? So some of the same questions, you know, start and end. It explains the purpose of your internship to your supervisor. It explains that you're receiving 6 hours of credit. It asks you to talk with them about your dates, your start date and end dates, and the types of experiences that are appropriate. The most important thing is here on the back page where it says learning objectives. Okay? You actually want to sit down, talk with your supervisor and say, what am I going to learn this summer? What should the goal be to learn this summer? Okay? Let's say, you know, you've already worked for this organization, but you have no idea how money works in this organization. You'd like to know. You can say, can I learn a little bit about finances? What's cash flow look like around here? How are we bringing in money? How do we fund these things? Or can I participate in the weekly leadership meetings and just kind of, sit up against the wall and listen? Or participate, depending on what level you are in that organization. Okay? But actually to decide up front what you want to learn. We will have an internship meeting right at the end of the semester that's mandatory, where we'll spend lots of time on all these things and show you everything. Okay? So one of those is, for example, is the evaluation. You evaluate them, they evaluate you. There's forms that have to be filled out as part of your requirements. And then it talks about your assignments. You will have assignments for your internship. So if you think about, I was the best intern they had. There were 6 of them, and I was the star intern, right? And you're like, I should get an A. I was really good. But I didn't do any of my work for the course. You won't get an A. You may not even pass the course, because your grade is based on the work that you submit to us. And in order for us to, by university policy, be able to give you a grade, it means that we are giving you assignments. Your faculty are giving you assignments. And so we're basically asking you to reflect on your experience, to share your experience with us. And we do that in lots of different ways. We have a Facebook page, which we found is a lot easier as far as communicating. So weekly communications come through Facebook. You do some reflections on our core values, which we usually have at the top of all our forms, but we don't. So anybody remember what our core values are? Bragleen. We talked about them all last semester.
Agriculture.
Commitment to ag. Good. What else? Anybody?
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking. We got 2 of them. Diversity, yes, 3. Keep coming. What are they?
I can't even cheat. I can't even find a page.
Cheating is not one. But using your resources, that's part of professionalism. So professionalism and authentic leadership. So you'll do some reflection over those things during the summer, okay? And then at the end of the summer, you guys all come back to campus, and we have an internship seminar. And you share with us what you did all summer. You do a presentation. You wear your fun Ag Lead shirts. We have lunch at the Ranchers Club, and it's a fun day. So we reserve kind of that. Y'all ever go to the Ranchers Club? For those of you that have, when you,
meal plan.
Yeah, meal plan. So when you go into the Ranchers Club, there's a little step-up area. They usually just kind of block off that whole area for us and put one big long table down the center. It's a lot of fun. So, okay. Anything you need to know about this form right now? Again, you'll be doing this. Some of you may not do it until your job starts, like the first week of your internship. A lot of people try to get it done, though, after they've accepted it. And sometimes you go visit that person and say, I'm going to work on this, get this done before summer starts, okay, to kind of line out what you're going to do for the summer. No questions?
I got one.
Yes, sir.
On the proposal sheet, it said that they're due by spring break.
They are not due by spring break.
Okay.
I recommend that you get them to me by spring break.
Okay, because my internship application, it says that they're doing the selections on March the 30th, I believe.
Okay. So let's quick. I know I've done this earlier in the semester. I want to see if things change. What are you thinking about doing this summer?
The USDA FSA money.
Okay, so USDA, FSA, and have you interviewed for them?
Actually, I just did the application.
Okay.
They're doing the selection on March the 30th, I believe.
Okay. So I will say, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yes.
Okay, so be sure that you're not just looking at one position. Apply for as many as you want to. Okay? What are you thinking?
I work at Hughes Lumber in Polk City.
Okay. So you're going to hopefully stay on with Hughes, and we'll talk about how we might kind of...
I just got a promotion back
You just
in
did.
February. So.
Okay. Okay, good.
More than likely, just going to stay with Oklahoma Gardening here in town.
Okay.
Through the university.
Okay, Oklahoma Gardening.
To fulfill this internship, I want to do the extension.
Did you apply for that?
Well, I didn't apply for it this summer. I was in a different internship. This project, yes.
Okay.
But that doesn't fit that.
So you think next summer you
Yeah.
hope to intern with extension?
Yeah.
Okay.
Project, yes. Play. 2 weekends a month, and then one weekend every month for the whole year. And that wouldn't work for this, would it?
Let me think about that.
So
And
I can give you more on that later.
yeah, we'll talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Western Farmers Electric Co-op in Anadarko.
Yes.
I've applied.
Okay.
I don't know if I've received.
Okay.
So
Good.
That's what I'm hoping.
Good. Ross?
Unsure. I've applied for stuff, but I'm not receiving no work yet.
Okay.
I applied for Rock Creek 4-H Center and Camp War Eagle.
Oh, good. Good. I will say, I sent you guys a couple of emails today. So if you did not get, actually it came from Karen Brown with the Ag Leadership Listserv. If you did not get these, please go see Karen right after class and give her your email, because that means you're not on our listserv. And so today I sent out one email that has internships with OSU Horticulture, which looks like fun. It's working with their bug camp, their grandparents camp, all these different camps that they do all summer long. So if you're interested in extension, so like Jinya, you might look at this also. If you're interested in working with youth in ag education, non-formal ag education, this would be a fun one.
Is it in Stillwater?
I'm assuming it's in Stillwater. I mean, all those camps are in Stillwater.
Okay.
So that same email had information about internships with the National FFA organization. Okay? So there was a link in there. And then I sent out a second email, or Karen did, with the NCFC, which is the National Council of Farmers Co-op. It's a policy internship in D.C. And so interested in any of those, jump on those and start applying. Again, if you didn't get those emails, please see Karen so we can get your email added to our listserv.
Is she on this floor?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Karen is our secretary, not at the very end. That's Mandy, so she's the one
Okay.
over. So there's Dr. Terry, Mandy, and then Karen. Okay?
We work with First State Bank back in my hometown.
Okay.
I spent last summer with them either working in marketing or I'm maybe switching over to credit with all their ag lenders.
Okay.
Kind of in the works right now. So.
Okay. So,
WSO Whitehead Schools Operations.
okay. And y'all you've secured these? I know
Yes.
you've done it. Okay. So soils, good.
I have a backup plan.
Okay.
But I'm still looking. I need an email. I haven't done veterinary care. I don't know from equine. But and then I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet.
What do you think you want to do? What's your backup plan?
My backup plan is to go back home and work from the ranch back at home because my dream is to like take over his ranch. But
Okay.
I'd like to. The problem is I have like so many animals and nowhere to stay, so I have to be either here or at his ranch.
Okay.
Or something. So.
Okay. And you've got some of the things you're applying for.
Yes, I've been looking.
Okay, good.
I don't know.
No idea. Have you applied for anything?
Nope.
No? Okay. When do you plan on graduating?
Either December or next year.
Okay. Okay. So ideally, you need to find something this summer. You might look at some of these things I just sent you.
Yeah, I looked in.
Okay.
I got a lot.
Okay. So also say, Haley reminded me this morning that JBS is tonight.
I think it's Cargill.
I think Cargill's tonight.
JBS is Wednesday.
Okay.
And I think the big, like, all majors career fair is next week.
It is. It's March
It's the
1st.
yeah.
So the first, this week, the all majors career fair is 12:30 to 4:30. Okay?
Thursday, yeah.
Yes. So, which means that lots of recruiters are in town this week. So Cargill's having a night to come talk, learn about what they have, JBS is, and those start tonight. So go on to OSU Career Services and see what all is on the calendar that you might be interested in.
Are we, any requirements?
No.
Going, okay.
Not required.
Okay.
So it's up to you. Casey?
Oklahoma Cooperative.
Okay. Did you already have this position?
Well, I got an interview and it went really well.
Yes.
I'm not for sure when. I forgot to ask.
So you mean extension?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you interviewed with extension.
Mhm.
Good. Okay.
Oklahoma Herper Association.
Okay. Have you already talked to them?
Yeah. I'd be doing like a summer junior
Okay. And now, where is the Oklahoma Hereford Association?
Located? Marietta.
Okay. Okay, good.
I applied to the USDA, but
Okay, which
like the ones I remember just in Stillwater, like it was just.
So USDA office in Stillwater. Okay, and when did you apply to that?
Like this month, or
This
whenever
month.
it was open.
Okay.
The week it was open.
Okay. So again, if you've applied for something you haven't heard, follow up unless they were specific about when they'd let you know. So do some follow-ups, and again, don't have just one application out. You need to start looking around.
I've also applied at King for Eagle, and we're supposed to know something by March on that.
Okay.
And a backup possibly looking for the summer school program back at home.
Okay, good. And so again, if Camp War Eagle is something you're interested in, you might be interested in this OSU Hort position, working with lots of different camps. Yes, sir?
Either a horse trainer or a landscape company.
Okay. So do you have some leads?
Yeah, I've already got like those.
Okay.
There's 2 people I know. It's just
Okay, good.
trying to figure out what.
Well, I don't see any problem with the ideas that you guys are sharing with us. So your proposals, should be fine, but I definitely look at them when you send them to me, that you all are definitely on the right track. So, okay, any other questions about your internship requirements? Anything you want to know right now?
Is it just us checking in with y'all and us doing assignments, or are y'all checking with supervisors, or?
We visit you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
At least one.
Now,
right?
if you are out of state, we do not visit you. We have gone to Kansas. We went to visit Carla at Cargill. And part of the reason we did that was it was our first intern with Cargill, and we just wanted to make that connection with the company. And so we did that. We visited Ricky in D.C. a few years ago, but it just happened that our leadership, our national conference was in D.C., and so we were going to be there. Y'all go to some really cool places that we'd love to come visit you, but anyway. So our plan is to visit you in state. Now, if we end up with 31 interns this summer, I don't know. I mean, we've never visited that many, and Bill and I aren't really on payroll in the summer. We're 9-month faculty, and so I don't know what we'll do if there actually is 31 interns. I know Lauren's going to help. Have y'all had Lauren in class? Okay, so Lauren's going to visit some interns. We put her on payroll for the summer to help do that. That's our goal. We'll see what happens. So, did I see another hand up while I was just going on?
I was just asking about like the mentor. What if you have literally like 5? Because like I have 5 people I'll be under, and they're like all the same level.
You need to think about who is going to fill out your internship evaluation form.
Okay.
And so you can ask them. I know I work with this group. I work with the 5 of you. Part of the things that I have to do for my internship is have someone fill out this form. Can y'all agree up front who's going to do that? And then I would work with them.
And the 6 learning objectives, that's something we work on ourselves. We work with our mentor.
What I would do is I would go in with kind of an idea of some of the things you do want to accomplish that summer. But then, you brainstorm with them and come up with those. Other questions? Yes, sir.
What about if your start date is earlier than the summer?
How?
Like, what if I started at spring break?
Okay.
Cause the way that they kind of go through their magazine and their articles for their monthly meetings and whatnot, they kind of their season kind of is spring to spring.
Okay.
So I would kind of start with them in spring and then
So I would just explain to me what you're wanting to do on there. So you might put, I'm starting in March, whatever that is, and I'm going, end it by the summer because we want to, have that grading done.
Yeah. So what if if I had a internship that went into the fall, I would still make my end date the summer.
Well, yes. Are you going to get full-time work this summer with them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll still be full-time this summer.
Yes. Then let's get that done.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will come to campus Usually the third or fourth week in July, we come on a Friday, and y'all are required to come to campus. The only exceptions are if you are interning internationally, which I haven't heard anyone mention that right now, or if you're out of state, like let's say you're on a DC internship and we are having our seminar when your internship is still going. So we would work with you on that type of thing. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to turn this off.